Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining tonight, guys. It's always good to review what, constitutes health and healthy living. What we're doing consistently every day is what really matters. And I was thinking about, what do I definitely want to get across to you guys tonight? One thing for sure, what you do most of the time is what's going to predict the outcome. Okay, so a lot of people go by the 80-20 rule of what you do 80% of the time is should be good for you, right? So that the 20% doesn't harm you. But if you're 80% of the time not doing great things, that's not going to be good. So 80-20, most of the time trying to be diligent and really disciplined and trying to do the right thing, right decisions all day, right? That we're doing in different areas of our life. And then that way, the 20% or maybe 10% when we're not, it's not going to harm us. Okay, so we're going to talk about different things. And so, my goal for me and for you guys, I'm going to assume your goal is optimal health, not mediocre health, but optimal health. And that's sometimes why people go to functional medicine physicians or practitioners because they don't want the just the norm of America. Okay, we are an affluent country, but we're not altogether healthy. Okay, there's lots of people we know that fit these different categories in life, and we definitely don't want to be one of those, where we're at risk for different things. And what's not on this list that I'm always amazed by is autoimmune disorders. There are so many autoimmune disorders now that even children, are getting them, and people younger get autoimmune disorders, and there's so many. And so there's a problem in America, even though we are one of the most affluent countries, right? So why are we so unhealthy? It can come down to a couple different categories. There are also toxins in the air and ones that we put on our bodies and things like that, and that we're breathing. There's lifestyle habits, and there's also food quality is decreasing. So a lot of what we're eating is processed, and a lot of our food that we have has less nutrition. So what can we do to be healthier? We can exercise. That definitely helps us to detox and to get all the systems running correctly. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours so that you can function, so that your different hormones that are supposed to come out at night can. One of the things to really look at is what time you're eating before you go to bed, because that definitely can disrupt what happens to you as far as a good rest also. And so, it's good to have a fast, and that's why breakfast is called breaking the fast. So as much as you can have a fast, not eating right before you go to bed, that helps with the things that are supposed to happen when you sleep. Managing stress, there's lots of things we could do to manage stress. We have to recognize that pretty much every day we're probably undergoing stress, so we need to offset. And I'm really all about offsetting. I am not a perfect eater, a perfect anything. And so a lot of what I do is just try to offset with good things, which you'll hear about. So, managing stress, you might, you know, get caught up in stress, but then you need to offset somehow. And so I'm sure you guys have some different ways that you do. It's just good to recognize that's one way to be healthier because stress can kill. Drinking water, half your body weight in ounces is how much we're supposed to drink. So, like a 200-pound man drinking water, that would be 100 ounces. And if they're also in the sun, also drinking caffeine, things like that, you want to drink even more water. So, think about how am I hydrating my cells? That's what we need to think about. How are we detoxifying our cells, hydrating our cells? How are we nourishing ourselves is what we're also going to talk about. Eating real food with nutrients. Okay, I have a friend who is on the GLP-1 shot, and she's like, and I had cereal, and then I did this or that, and then I had a bowl of cereal, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're killing me because I'm sorry, that is not nutritious. And she's like, but the box, it looks like, it's got a lot of nutrition. I said, that's like taking taking a whole grain, stripping it of all the good things, and then adding a vitamin. You're basically eating white bread and a vitamin. So, they do fortify our cereals and add vitamins in, things like that. But we need to think nutrients. Our body needs nutrition to really run its best. And so, 90% though of our food eaten in America is processed, and 75% of diseases are preventable with good nutrition. So, we're going to talk about nutrition and real food. So, real food does rot, and it also doesn't necessarily have a label. It's what you'll find in the grocery store in the perimeter of the aisles. And so you can see the watermelon rots, right? So I like to say if it doesn't rot or sprout, throw it out. So potatoes might sprout. Why? Because they were alive, or they still are if they're sprouting. If they're rotting, they were alive with live enzymes. So we need live food because we are live people. And the example of not very live food is that down at the bottom where, they add a lot of additives. And so that makes our bodies work harder. So fast food, packaged foods, you just want to be careful to not do that like as the 80% of your time, you want to have that every once in a while if you do. But the foundation of better health is fruits and vegetables. Thousands of doctors looked at, everything, and they said fruits and vegetables are the foundation. So it's really easy for you to say, okay, if I'm going to focus on something, I'm going to focus on fruits and vegetables. Now, there are people taking all kinds of extra things. People are getting caught up in probably a lot of marketing and looking up different scenarios on the internet, but foundationally, fruits and vegetables should be the first thing, I forget what some of the things are that people are taking. One is green moss. I know I keep hearing about that. And I forget because I bought it once also, but I also make sure I'm thinking about fruits and vegetables. So if you are going to buy other things, first of all, get your fruits and vegetables. Here's why. Check out these magazine articles. They do look pretty old, and they are, because this has been a message that's been around for a long time. I've been sharing it for a long time, 26 years. And so some of these magazines do look old. So look at what they're showing you though. Produce helps to fight cancer. Black raspberries slow cancer by altering hundreds of genes. How about that? That was so long ago. And now they've decided to call it something, epigenetics. And so you can alter your genes by eating the right foods. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my throat today. Something's in it. And then 10 anti-cancer foods in your produce area. So you want to spend a lot of time in the produce area. I was really shocked by the American Cancer Society poster, which was all fruits and vegetables. It used to be they would say, look for fast-growing moles, don't smoke, things like that on the American Cancer Society poster. But look at it, fruits and vegetables and all the different colors. What about inflammation? A lot of people have inflammation that is highly correlated with a lot of diseases. Look at the bottom right, the surprising link between inflammation, heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer's, and other diseases. So you want to have an anti-inflammation diet or anti-inflammatory diet, and check it out. What is it? It's fruits and vegetables in all the colors. I'm doing this so that you will cement it in your brain that first and foremost, you want to have all the colors in live food. See how it's all live, it's raw, it's got enzymes, and it's got variety, and it's got taste. So we need to eat about 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. That is the government recommendation. And you want to go above the government recommendation to not be in the mediocre or normal category if you want to have even more optimal health, okay? Why so many produce is picked before it's fully developed? It's transported thousands of miles. Sorry, and we don't get enough variety from the rainbow. So 90% fail to meet those daily servings. I remember reading like people might have 1 to 2 a day. Okay, I know there's a lot of exceptions, especially probably on this line. So I want you to know why at a cellular level. That's why it kills me when the girl's just eating cereal. Okay, I know what's happening at the cellular level. You have to have fruits and vegetables. So the bad news is that we have oxidative stress. This is just something that happens every day, just from living and breathing and metabolism. And that's what causes aging and diseases, okay, over time, like little bit over time every day. So if you look at the bottom normal cell, there's something called free radicals. Because of this metabolism, we have like a byproduct called free radicals, and they're hitting on your good cells 10,000 oxidative hits a day, which is crazy. When I learned about this, I was like, oh my gosh. So you can also think of it as standing in front of an X-ray machine. You would never just do that, right? You put all the stuff on that they tell you to do and protect yourself. Well, our protection is from fruits and vegetables, which are antioxidants. Okay. So you want to have antioxidants to protect yourself from that oxidative stress. And we do this naturally with an apple when we slice it and we want to kind of save it a little bit. We put an antioxidant on it, and that's lemon juice. So the same kind of thing is happening in our body where we are undergoing oxidative stress. We need to neutralize those free radical cells, and that is only with antioxidants, the cells from fruits and vegetables. It's pretty amazing. And so if you look up any disease or disorder that you're concerned about or in your family, you're going to find that oxidative stress is most likely related to it. Also, inflammation is most likely related to it. So when I tell you about the Juice Plus studies and that oxidative stress goes down and inflammation goes down, hopefully you'll tie that all together. I just did for you. Sorry, gave you an advanced preview, but it's really important for you to do your own research on oxidative stress and look it up. And you're going to see that it's something that you really should be paying attention to every day. So that's one thing to learn about fruits and vegetables, oxidative stress. The other thing is that we get our vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables. When they made the multivitamin, they just took out like one and they said, oh, there's vitamin C. Let's put that in the multivitamin. Oh, there's magnesium. Let's put that in the multivitamin. Okay. So that has only been done like 30 times. In a fruit or a vegetable, there's 10,000. So when you're taking a multivitamin, you're barely scratching the surface of what you could have in a fruit or vegetable or lettuce or kale or papaya, you know. So it's good to spend your time in the produce area. All right. The multivitamin type of vitamin C of 1,500 milligrams, let's say, is equal to 5 milligrams of vitamin C in the apple, because the 5 milligrams of vitamin C in the apple has all the other nutrients that help it to work in synergy with each other. There's lots of little elements in nature. And this is just a magazine article to help cement that for you, that way back when we were in the Iraqi war, okay, like in the 80s, they were talking about this, okay, where the search for the magic pill better than vitamins can phytochemicals, which means plant chemicals, prevent cancer. The truth about antioxidants. So it's really something that's not new news, but something that people might take for granted. They might think a vitamin is just going to do them well, and they do it because they're not, quote, eating right, right? But it's really important to bridge that gap of not eating right or to eat right. So the Journal American Medical Association said popping vitamin pills may increase the risk of death also, and that Americans should get their vitamins from food, just so you know. And there was another article in the Annals of Internal Medicine where they said stop doing research on vitamins. It's so funny. This article that it said that, and it said that it does not prevent disease. So if you want to prevent disease, which I definitely do, because aging will bring you closer to disease, then you want to have real fruits and vegetables. All right. And the fact is, the majority do not consume enough. All right. So I'm so thankful that a friend of mine told me about this 26 years ago. And it's fruits, vegetables, berries in capsule form or gummy form, gummy chewable, or in a new powdered stick to add to water. So when you have the fruit blend on the left, you're having acerola cherry, apple, beet, peach, pineapple, lemon, peel, cranberry, date, orange, mango, and prune. When you have the vegetable, you're having acerola cherry, beet, broccoli, rice bran, cabbage, lemon peel, parsley, carrot, garlic, kale, spinach, and tomato. When you have the berry blend, you have the acerola cherry again, artichoke, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, cranberry, elderberry, blueberry, cocoa, Concord grape, pomegranate, and raspberry. So imagine having that in your body every single day. It has been wonderful for our family. I would not do without it. I have it every single day as much as possible, sometimes extra. And then later, the Omega blend was invented, and that is a vegan Omega that they went down to the algae instead of slaughtering fish. They got what makes the fish healthy. A lot of people eat fish for the omega, but you can take something that has algal oil and also these other oils and have your omega that way, which is, kind of a guarantee that you're having your omega. How often do you eat fish? I know I don't. So Juice Plus is made, it's simply plants. It's made by plants and the company has partnered with family farmers. The fruits, vegetables, and berries are harvested at the peak of ripeness. They are quick frozen to prevent the loss of valuable nutrients. It's pulverized. Guess what? They also use the leaves, the seeds, and the peels. And so that's totally different than how we usually eat our fruits and vegetables. So you're getting more nutrients. It's dried at low temperatures, put into powders, into vegan capsules or soft chews, which are on the left. Okay. And then now we have the superfood that just came out, I think, like a year ago. And it has the same 30 fruits, vegetables, berries in it. Okay. In the way in which it was just mentioned. And so everything with Juice Plus is vegan, gluten-free, non-genetically modified. And what's great is that it's an easy daily habit. And if you are taking Juice Plus, you could put in here what you take and why you like that particular way of taking Juice Plus. This is the foundation product, the fruits, vegetables, berries. I'm going to tell you about some other products, but if you ask me, what's one thing that I should definitely do, this is what all the research is on. Okay. So let's make sure we know why Juice Plus is unique. So say you're on Amazon or you're going to Whole Foods or you're going to Publix or some other store and you're like, well, how do I know what all these 10,000 things are, right? All these supplements out there that are supposed to help you because you're not getting enough, right, of what you're supposed to be eating. The first thing about Juice Plus that makes it different is it is a food. So they went to great lengths with FDA attorneys and everything to make sure there's a food label. So it's very clear they are not a vitamin, it is a food. And that is so much more, gives you so much more as far as ingredients. Okay. Number two, really important because you don't know what you're eating and whether you have enough because the FDA does not approve or disapprove supplements or food. They only do medicines. Okay. So you really need to be your own advocate. And one thing is to be safe, right? And so sometimes they pull things off the shelf with consumer labs and they find too much of this, too little of that, or lead or some other things. You want to make sure that if you're taking something every day, that it is, not harmful. So Juice Plus has gone to great lengths to have a not-for-profit agency come in and always check their product. And so what's on the label is in the product and vice versa. They certify that there's no harmful ingredients, no artificial ingredients, no banned substances, no contaminants, no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, which is really important also. So much so that it's something that athletes look for, NSF certification, because then they know that if they get tested for drugs or anything, it's going to be fine. So Juice Plus is great for pro athletes, including Olympians. And this is the part that really got me. I have two master's degrees, and one was so heavy in science that I kind of stopped and didn't go for my PhD because I was like, oh, I don't like all this science. But now it's really paid off for me because I understand the research behind Juice Plus. And you don't have to be a scientist to do that. But just know that I started sharing Juice Plus and really reading the research when there was only 3 studies. Now there's 48. So I've kind of lived through all of them and they're all amazing. And what's amazing is that fruits and vegetables do amazing things in your body. It's really your internal pharmacy that it helps. It helps your body to work better. Okay. And the research behind Juice Plus is why thousands of doctors and healthcare professionals recommend Juice Plus. And it is the most researched nutritional product in the world. So you're not going to find that on, at a regular store or in a regular vitamin. Most likely they have no research. The type of research we have is high quality research. It's randomized, double blind, placebo controlled crossover studies many times. And the research has been conducted at universities and medical centers all over the world. And so if you just look to the right, you'll see Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, Yale. Those are some major places. And, even in Jacksonville here, Nemours Children's Clinic. And in Gainesville, an hour away from me, University of Florida. So these are real universities and medical centers using it on people. And so just know they had to go through a lot to prove that they were effective and also safe before any university or medical center would use it on their patients or students, right? So what have they found? They've found so many great things as far as Juice Plus. A good research program usually has an impact factor of 10 to 15. That is something doctors look for. The impact factor of Juice Plus research is 200. So many more studies than a lot of things out there. The overview of research findings is number one, it gets in the bloodstream, it's bioavailable. Number two, it supports the immune system. I was amazed by the first study on the immune system. It showed that the T cells go up, the natural killer cells go up, and your immune system basically gets back into homeostasis. It provides antioxidant protection and also protects the DNA from oxidation. So remember, oxidation, you want to decrease that. That's within 28 days, 75% reduction of oxidative stress. And then the DNA strand breakage was less within 80 days. So a lot of the studies on Juice Plus are like 90 days or 30 days because there's that much significant action happening at the cellular level, but a lot of times we don't feel that. We don't feel when we're also getting problems, with our immune system or our heart or cancer or something like that. But you have to know what you're doing daily is helping you. So it's good to have the research behind Juice Plus so that you know that it's not like worthless to take something every day. It's actually going to help you. So they also found improves key cognitive processes, supports healthy skin, and that's an objective measure. They use objective way of looking at hydration. So it's better hydration, better skin density thickness, and better microcirculation. And that's really what makes people look healthier. And what you're taking in your body is what's going to make your skin look better. And supporting dental health, that reduces that inflammation. And they found, tighter and higher attachment to the teeth and stuff like that. As far as the gums, you'd have to read the study. I didn't say that probably right. And then there's 5 different studies on the cardiovascular health, which is very amazing. They found that the fruits, vegetables, and berries were able to lessen the constriction of arteries after a high-fat meal. When you eat a high-fat meal, you are constricting your arteries, and this was able to reduce that. And that's just one of the 5 studies on the heart. It's pretty amazing. It does support gut health. This is a way to get prebiotics through fruits, vegetables, and berries. We're going to talk a little bit more about gut health in a minute. Supporting immune function. That was on smokers even. And so many incredible studies. If you love that stuff, I would encourage you to really dive into the research. The Healthy Starts for Families is a population study. And what they found was 71% of the kids were consuming less fast food and soft drinks. 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. They were also drinking more water, visiting the doctor less, missing less school. All that equals quality of life for the parents, and the kids get Juice Plus free. Okay, so an adult enrolls in some form of Juice Plus, capsules, gummies, or the powder, the superfood powder, and they can get Juice Plus gummies or capsules for the children for free. And they're able to stay on that study till they're 26. So that's really amazing. Our founder really wanted that for the kids, and 4 million kids and adults worldwide have received that for free. I just stuck this in here today because this is our line of products. If you look to the left, that is the superfood powder, the gummies, and the capsules. That's the foundational products. And then the super biome, I'm going to go over the shake and the luminate next. Okay. So when we talk about the research, though, most of the research is on the stuff on the left. That's why it's really foundational. But these other products I'm going to talk to you about is something we all take and we love every day. Okay. So, first of all, this is what I have for breakfast every day, and I love it. If you were to hand me a plate with these things on it, there's no way I would eat it, but it tastes delicious in a chocolate shake. And I add peanut butter powder, I add almond or soy milk or something like that, and ice. I make it like a frappuccino, a little bit of frozen cherries, and it's delicious. And it's something I've had for the last 26 years, and it really kind of maintains your weight. It helps you to be satiated. It's got fiber, it's got nutrition. It's pretty amazing. It has protein. I'm vegetarian, so this is one of my sources of protein. And it uses like the whole pumpkin and pomegranate and spirulina and things that we don't get to eat all the time. And it's really, really good for you. So yeah, it's vanilla or chocolate, and we are going to have a strawberry one come this summer. Are you feeling sluggish or fatigued? Now, I would say, first of all, Juice Plus could help with that. All right. But some people are living on caffeine and energy drinks, and we do have a good, healthier solution for those people called Luminate. We love Luminate for those times when maybe you're going on a long drive, maybe you want to clean the house like a bandit, whatever you want to do. Luminate is awesome. Sometimes we just have it because we love it, because it also makes you feel happy, believe it or not. It has Alpinia galanga, ashwagandha, mushrooms. So it's got lion's mane, which is one of the main mushrooms, which is really good for mental health, rhodiola, sage, and it has the coffee berry, the red antioxidant coffee berry, which is pretty amazing. So it doesn't have a little bit of sugar, not sugar, sorry, I was reading the sugar. It has a little bit of caffeine, 80 milligrams. Okay. And so real life results on this on the right, 94% felt they were able to finish or achieve more tasks. I find that fascinating because it does bring you clarity. And I end up like cleaning my whole car or something like that. And I'm like, where did that come from? They felt they had more focus and clear perception, and they felt mentally energized. So pretty amazing. And it's nootropics and adaptogens, and it's delicious. And they're going to come out with so this is mango berry. They're going to come out with watermelon lime in July. I can't wait. Okay, so the other new product that we have, so these are all kind of powdered product, these latest things, Luminate and Super Biome, and also the Superfood. Super Biome, you can mix all those different powders together. The Super Biome is a two-part gut system where you've got the prebiotic and you've got the probiotic. So the prebiotic are fibers that digest in the intestines at different places and different times. And so it helps the good bacteria grow. And so then you also take the probiotic and it gets past the stomach acid, which is what makes ours different. From what I understand, a lot of them don't make it past the stomach acid, but this was specifically designed to get into the intestines. And so the whole idea is to increase your good bacteria. And a lot of people have had really great results with that also. So here's my story, my before and after. I mean, it's just a picture that I could find that was kind of a before and after. And this was with my first baby and my third baby. And there's a 8-year difference on that. But you could just see that I was more inflamed. I wasn't eating healthy. I had no idea how to eat for that first baby, unfortunately. I had not been introduced to Juice Plus yet, but then once I was introduced to Juice Plus, I started making simple changes. So we call that simple changes to better health, making one simple change at a time, so that you're changing out your milk or your bread, or you're increasing your nutrition with Juice Plus. And so after that, baby, I had one right after that. And thankfully, I had Juice Plus and I had the complete shake and I had flaxseed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 300% healthier than I was before. And so by the time I was 40, which is the bottom picture, I was so much healthier, even though the doctor was not happy I was pregnant at age 40. He was handing me all types of pamphlets saying, this is not good. Your eggs are 40, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen. I'm so much healthier than I ever was with those other children. I made a lot of changes, and you can too, you know. So and it's never too late to make changes. And so Juice Plus is great tools to make those changes. These are my primary things that I make sure I have every day: fruits, vegetables, berries, and a complete shake. Always going to do you well. It's not about treating or curing specific conditions or diseases. It's healthful and helpful. Plant-based nutrition, highly concentrated. That's the thing. You know, you can't really get concentrated nutrition everywhere. It delivers a powerful punch, and it is supported by over now 30 years of independent clinical research. And here are some prices just for you to know. The quad, which is all the capsules, fruit, vegetable, berry, and omega, is $3.75 a day. So we like to say, well, what could you buy for $4 if you went to the grocery store today? Or the superfood is $2.92 a day. It's very convenient. Right now, it's half off, believe it or not. Just if you buy something, you can get a box for 50% off. But the price here is showing the monthly price if you get a 4-month subscription, which is what we recommend, because then you can also get a child free, child in your life, their portion. And so anyway, on and on it goes, but those would be the foundation products. And then the super biome, and part of it is a probiotic, and most likely you already have a probiotic at your house. And that's what I told my mom. I'm like, you're already supposed to be taking a probiotic. So just switch to one that makes it to the intestines, you know, and then get the little packet to go along with it. And, you know, I love the complete. That's a great breakfast. You hands down won't find a better breakfast than that. We've heard it from a nutritionist naturopath who looked at a lot of people's breakfasts. And then Luminate is just fun. Luminate is for fun and energy and happiness. So here are other prices, and you know, you can compare it to a cup of coffee, or how about the people that pay $12 for a bottle of green juice? You know, those people know that there's a reason why we should be eating lots of fruits and vegetables, and here's an easy way, but we're not paying $12. Maybe if we're out at a festival or something. Juice Plus is a gift. We're giving the gift of hope based on science when we share Juice Plus, and that is what Wendy Campbell says, and she's going to be speaking tomorrow night if you want to listen to that. So we invite you to join in, you know, eat Juice Plus, sponsor a child. If you want to share, we would encourage you to share. Some of my first people I shared with was my mom, my sister, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, you know, people in your life. You're like the person, you're their advocate, so, or their representative. Why not become a representative for $52 and save on your own product and share with other people? And you can earn reliable income as well if you want to. The more people you help, the more you earn. And so that's what I've been doing the last 26 years. So here are a couple things. One is the superfood powder being 50% off when you add any item into a cart. And it has been an award-winning new beauty product, which was pretty amazing. That just happened. And then the Juice Plus Pink Party is coming up. We want to invite you to come to that June 8th at 8 Eastern. Okay. And they're going to give away prizes. So why not be on there? Learn about the complete shake and what makes the strawberry one different. All right. So let's see. Oh, that's something else. Okay. Let me see if I can turn this off. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.